Buenas noches. Bonsoir. Bon, mes amis. Dans tout le monde. Tout le monde. C'est Planet Glee, a call-in show, part of the SF Live series. And as you can see, there's a phone number to call in, 415-861-6648. And I love it on Planet Glee when people call in. And yeah, feel free to call in because it's 2013, but that doesn't mean that things have changed radically yet. Yes, we made it to 2012, and that's true. And now, according to our Gregorian calendars, it's 2013, and you know, like everybody else, well, I don't know. Some people make resolutions, right? And this is actually, in case you were wondering, it's these are strings, and they've been blessed. This is the bracelet for solidarity with Tibet. Maybe I can show it over here. There we go. Okay, yeah. Maybe you can see it better over here. Yeah, there it is. It is black and white, and it can be worn. Most people wear it on the wrist, but for me, it keeps falling off, so I wear it around my neck. And the other two are for were given to me by a yogini, and I think I've played her chanting on the show. Anyway, where are we? Let's go to this shot. Someone's walking in. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
I was told that if I came in here, you would interview me and I could talk about whatever we wanted to talk about.
All right, come sit down.
All right.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to take a call. Hello, you're on Planet Glee.
Hey, Jennifer, it's Phil.
Hi, Phil.
So I just sent you a guest, and this guy is a Grammy Award-winning producer.
Okay, I know. You always set me up. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. That's cool. Thanks. Yeah, I was just going on. Let's see how the shot is on you. Not good.
Off. I gotta go this way.
Yeah, that's much better. We haven't met before.
We have not met. My name is Ian. How are you?
I'm good.
What's your name again?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, nice to meet
Glee.
you. Nice to meet you. So what is Planet Glee? What is your show about?
The show is about bringing more. Well, I believe that an increase in compassion is a decrease in capitalism.
Okay.
Oops, and I forgot to hang up. So, and it's all so Planet Glee is really about changing our attitudes. I believe that people like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and we're here to tell us something, and if we've forgotten, or if we're not listening anymore, the show is here to remind us.
Okay. All right. Cool. That sounds good. So, my name is Ian. I make music. I produce music, and so.
Okay. Is it just a particular kind of music, or?
A lot of hip hop music and everything like that. So I think a lot of my work relies on sampling. So it relies on me actually going back and looking at archives of music or archives of speeches and seeing how I can incorporate that into music. So it's
cool.
it's pretty fun.
Yeah. Did you study here at BAVAC?
Yeah, I studied in the youth programs when I was younger. When I was 18, I was in the advanced music making program,
Cool.
and so came from there to just doing a lot of music these days.
You do your own music too?
Yeah.
Okay. And produce other people's. Is
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Do you play any instruments yourself?
So I actually play digital instruments. A digital instrument, which is have you ever heard of something called like a drum machine?
Of course.
Okay, so yeah, like a drum, it's like a pad, series of pads. So I use that to trigger sounds. So I don't formally play an instrument, but my dad plays guitar.
Yeah. So as long as you have rhythm, you can play a drum. Right?
Yeah, so it's the easiest way, the easiest way to learn pads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. I almost brought my hand drum. I'm into hand drumming. I play the Indian tabla, the two drums together, and usually the guest who is supposed to come on tonight is a harmonica player, and I was gonna play with him, but he couldn't make it, I guess. So I'm gonna take the call.
All right.
I'm sure it's for you. Hello. Whoops. Okay. Hi, you're on Planet Glee. Hello.
Elise Cleveland. Elise Cleveland.
This is
Hello?
This is Jennifer, and you're on Planet Glee. And
Hello, Elise.
my guest
Elise,
is.
this is Paul. Elise.
Are you watching television? Hello. Is this Corey? Happy New Year, Corey. When we first started the show in 2008,
Yeah.
Corey is in music.
Okay.
This looks like it's not Corey because he doesn't usually call back. He knows you need to have your talk. Hello, you're on Planet
Hi.
Glee?
Hi, Elise.
No. I think Elise has a different.
What's
phone
that?
number.
What?
Okay, you've called a live television show.
Oh, is this the wrong number?
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. There's a guest here. If you turn to channel 76 on your television, you can hear yourself talking on TV. Okie doke. Okay, back to where we were. Okay, so how long would you say hip hop's been around?
Officially, I guess since the late '70s. Officially since the late '70s when let's say it was that DJ Kool Herc, as they invented it. So it's been around for a while, coming out of poverty and impoverished neighborhoods and everything. So we're looking at 30 years, over 30 years old.
Yeah. Actually, in the late 80s, I had a housemate who had the whole setup and the records and spinning and.
Yeah.
Did it begin with that?
It started with that, and it started like many people think that the MC was like the person that was started off as like the person who was rapping, but it really was more so just the person who held the party down. So it was the DJ spinning records, the MC holding a crowd, controlling a crowd, b-boys dancing, graffiti artists. So it was that and like kind of the fashion element to it. It was definitely like something that was started just like that though. It was a very organic creation.
Okay, so it was like a collaboration, huh?
Yeah.
Like a band.
Pretty
in a way.
much, kind of, yeah. It's like basically like a DJ and an MC. But that was like what you needed to have a party in the streets. People who didn't have instruments, but they had turntables, and they could play music and they could spin music, and they may not have had their own buildings, but they could somehow hack into like different power structures on the street and throw a party in the streets. So it was like something that definitely came just out of the people. That was like strictly for the people, and it wasn't really the machine feeding them.
Yeah. I saw Run DMC playing with I always forget their name. The Southern California band with Flea plays bass.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes.
Yeah.
They played in San Francisco together at the Warfield.
Oh wow.
And it was a day show.
Oh wow. Oh, that's different. You don't really see a lot of those. You know.
Yeah. It
That's
was a
pretty-
day show.
Yeah.
They used to have them.
Okay.
There, I saw the Wiz there during the day,
Mhm.
around the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that I would say for me, that's my experience with hip hop. I saw Run DMC, and there were three.
Okay.
There were
That's
three,
cool. That's cool.
Three. What happened to them?
Run DMC. They broke up, and the DJ of the group, Jam Master Jay, actually got murdered in New
Oh.
York.
Oh.
There was but
Mhm.
Run and DMC are still alive. Run had a TV show. His son actually is doing music.
Okay.
So his son is Diggy Simmons.
Okay, I haven't heard of him, but oh, and the I didn't know their individual names. What what was the name of the person who was killed?
Jam Master Jay. He was the DJ of the group.
Right, he wore glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
But that was some years back though. Thinking of early mid 2000s, something like that.
Huh?
That was something that happened in a studio in New York.
It happened in the studio.
Yeah. So it's like a break-in or something like that.
Oh.
But the East Coast is crazy. The East Coast is wild. I think when it comes to that, the stuff that happened in when you see like a lot of the, I don't know if you ever watching these hip hop DVDs before, but they talk some of them if they talk about more of the gritty, the grimier side of what's going on in music and stuff like that. They kind of will journal that and people will talk about that.
Yeah.
But it's not so much spoken about like on a major public scene, I think.
Mhm.
So, but yeah.
Yeah. On Democracy Now. Do you ever watch that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Last night they covered the fact that the police acting as like doormen,
Mhm.
right, in the Bronx.
Yeah.
A judge declared it unconstitutional.
Yeah. And and it is unconstitutional,
Yeah. I couldn't believe that they said 700,000 men, mainly men, were arrested or given tickets or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of the laws in society are very they're geared towards certain people in society. They're geared towards black men, towards people of color. There's a lot of different ways in which media represents them. It's not positive. It's not based. It's how they choose to enforce these laws, and I think, and how they choose to write them, and who they choose to everything's catered to a certain crowd.
So I have a question. Were you on in The Hate recently? There was a rap star who was at one of the stores, and there were people all in line.
In The Hate, no, I wasn't there. Not recently. I haven't been in The Hate in like a year. I hadn't been just like walking around there.
Oh,
But I mean, I live in Oakland though, so I'm on the East Bay.
Oh, okay.
So
I have a friend who has a band over there, Mortar and Pestle.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've heard of them.
Pestle.
They're not rap though. I don't know what you'd call them.
They're more like a rock group, alternative. music?
Alternative, yeah.
Okay.
Their singer is a very beautiful black woman though.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so what would you say your music is what do you like to sing about?
Um, a lot of it is just it's freedom of expression. You know, like
Yeah.
whatever you feel at the time, you just write it down. Like so many
Mhm.
people like have a thought of like, oh, they're thinking something, but then they say, oh, I shouldn't say that in public. So I think instead is just you think it, say it. It's that freedom of expression, um, and someone can say, who do you think you are? What makes you think you have the right to say these words? And it's, what makes you think you have the right to listen to them? It's all free will. So I write about a lot of free will, and then it's the positive, my perspective of it, positive, negative sides.
What do you think about the whole thing that now it within hip hop is there? Okay, I mean I've heard love songs and stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel about writing love songs?
Yeah, if I feel like it, if I'm in the mood for it, if I'm actually feeling it, then yeah. But
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
but it's just a matter if you're not really feeling it. Like, don't write. I don't want to write anything that's not genuine. So if I don't genuinely feel it, don't want to write it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because if you're writing about politics, would you say rap gets into that realm, or is it put down mainly, for
politics and hip hop go hand in hand. There's a lot of rappers who speak on that subject matter, who speak on political subject matter. I think it's one of the things that they speak on politics. It'll speak on religion. It's often funny though, because when you hear people say, "Oh, don't talk about politics or religion," but if you don't talk about it, you're never gonna understand it.
Yes.
So I think like for certain rappers, don't talk about that, and they kind of stick within their comfort zone, and certain people will make that kind of the main spectrum of what they cover. Do you ever listen to Lupe Fiasco? He's one of the newer cats in the past, like 7-8 years. There's this cat named Lupe Fiasco from Chicago. Talks a lot about politics.
Okay, and what is do you have a CD out yet, or?
So I don't have a CD out right now. It's in the process though. It's a project called Freedom Fighters, and but it's kind of a hybrid of the word free and dumb as one word, and it's more so speaking of kind of a lot of people who don't really want to pay attention to what's going on around them, and people who are maybe they're even aware of it, but they just kind of wish they weren't, and they wish they. So some people say like, ignorance is bliss,
Right.
But ignorance is bliss and the truth hurts, but knowledge is power. So that's kind of the perspective that I'm trying to take with it.
Okay, so like you would prefer that there be some lightheartedness to it?
In some cases, a little bit of lightheartedness to kind of, you got to mock modern society with, Maury Povich and all that, crap that's out there.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's not dead yet.
Sorry. Oops. I hadn't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah. Maury's still alive. But he's but yeah. So I mean, kind of making fun of those TV shows and how people are like kind of stuck on those, and kind of being able to look at society and with a unbiased perspective of kind of just like, this is what it is. I'm not necessarily speaking out for this or against it, but I am speaking out to it so that people will look at it from at the bare minimum, like this is like we're so bored, we need this for entertainment.
Yeah.
There's so much other stuff, but instead we're trying to figure out who's the father of this kid.
Okay. Now lately, what I've noticed, is there's a lot, like some of these like reality shows are coming from Atlanta. What do you think about that?
Hate it. Hate it. I hate reality shows because they're not real.
Yeah.
They're taped and they're edited.
A lot of them are coming from Atlanta.
Yeah. I think Atlanta's the party city, it's party area, it's the party zone. It's where like almost a lot of crazy stuff is like Atlanta. It's a big media scene out there. It's very active. But
you been there?
I haven't been out there. My mom's been out there. I got friends who live out there.
Mm-hmm.
So Atlanta seems like it's it's a very kind of productive area in terms of people having businesses. It's much cheaper to live out there, but I think that it's always been associated with parties though. If you look at like a lot of hip hop in the early 2000s and everything like that, when a lot of stuff started coming out of the South, it was Atlanta.
Okay.
And so like Atlanta kind of established itself as being like that scene, you know.
Okay. Because you have your Compton cap on.
Yeah.
And for those of the people in the audience, they would want to know, why are you wearing Compton?
I'm wearing a Compton hat and everything. Well, it was actually because I was Eazy-E for Halloween. I was Eazy-E from NWA.
Oh.
So, but I figured if I'm gonna buy, I normally don't celebrate Halloween, but I figured if I'm gonna be in a costume, I might as well have something that I could wear like every other day. So, it might actually be something that cannot be a costume too. So yeah, but you know, I think I was like when I was growing up, big hip hop fan. Like the first, actually, it wasn't NWA. Wasn't the first stuff that I bought, but like in terms of just LA music, like the first CD I ever bought was West Side Connection, like Ice Cube and Dub C and all that stuff. So
You're from here though, right?
I'm from the Bay Area. I'm from Oakland.
Yeah.
But in terms of like this, I was a big fan. Like coming as a kid, like in the rap I listened to was a lot of West Coast rap, and then as I got older, more East Coast rap, and now I just kind of listen to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I listen to music in general, so I don't want to just like I don't like to just listen to rap music. I like to listen to classical music or jazz music, like Duke Ellington and Ivan Lins. Like that's really most of the stuff I actually listen to. I don't even listen to rap on the radio when I'm driving or anything like that. I only listen to jazz.
What do you think of Zydeco?
Zydeco? Wow, you have to give me some refresher on Zydeco.
I just pulled it out. It was in my car, and the CD, and yeah, it's from New Orleans.
Okay.
It's so happy and funny.
Okay.
But yeah, I would check it out. It's yeah.
Okay.
Right. I got into it after I went to the one down in Mountain View, Shoreline.
Mhm.
They used to have this New Orleans by the Bay.
Okay.
This was before, New Orleans, the tragedy there,
Yeah.
natural tragedy.
Mm.
But yeah, I really got into it.
Cool. That's what's up.
But yeah. So I usually put the show on YouTube. How can people access your? Do you have videos on YouTube?
I don't have videos on YouTube. I got music on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they found me on SoundCloud, it's just soundcloud.com/ID510. And that's where they can. If anyone's interested in hearing my music, that's where it's over there.
Okay, so your music can be. That's your moniker. That's your ID.
So yeah, so they can find me if they just go on a URL, just soundcloud.com/ID510, and they'll pop up.
SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Is that associated with Apple?
Not with Apple. It's not associated really with any of the major computer people. It's just like a music website, but it's also has a social aspect to it. So good collaborative site. You can meet a lot of people and work with a lot of people on there.
I've never heard of it.
Oh well, good. Something you can check out now.
Yeah.
That's a good site.
Yeah. 'Cause I play guitar and try and sing.
Yeah.
And so it's not a lot of people are concerned about CD Baby, controlling everything.
Oh yeah. See, there's CD Baby, but there's also Bandcamp. There's a bunch of different avenues coming up to get your music out there. So no one can dominate that. As much as people would think CD Baby and iTunes are in control, there's other avenues.
Oh, good to know.
So,
yeah.
So definitely stay informed on the music scene. especially the new technology scene. You know.
What would you say is like the newest program or software that you like or you recommend?
I'm actually teaching Reason, which is by this company called Propellerhead. At home, I use this program called FL Studio by ImageLine. Those are the main two programs that I use.
You don't use Logic?
My dad uses Logic. He's been using Logic since I was a kid. But
Okay.
it's a really great program. I just think I had a hard time with the interface, but I was a kid when I was trying to use it. Now I could probably figure it out. But
Yeah.
other programs I could pick them up faster.
And what's the one you're using again?
At home, FL Studio by ImageLine.
Okay.
It's more digital music production. The only thing with that is it's PC only.
Okay.
So if you're on a Mac, then Logic or Reason,
Pro Tools.
Pro Tools, yeah. So you have bunch of options on each system.
But you teach Reason here at Bayvac?
Yeah.
Oh.
We teach Reason here for teenagers and like young adults in the youth programs.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about working with, young adults who are pretty close in age to you?
Sometimes it's kind of weird because I always just try to stay on a first name basis with everyone. I can't have someone who's 24 calling me Mr. Davis and I'm not much older than them.
Yes.
You know. So overall, though, it's fun. It's fun because they're all eager to learn, and so it just reminds me of how I was when I was younger to when I was a teenager. I just wanted to learn, so it feels the same.
Yeah, good. And well, I want to see. Have you worked with Phil on maybe thinking about doing a video? Do you have videos?
So actually, Phil, and myself, we've shot a video before. We're actually going to be shooting a video tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to be shooting some. Again, it's all top secret projects though, so I can't get into them. But Phil might be able to let you know about that one off camera.
Right on.
Yeah.
So then we will be seeing. Are you adverse to putting any of your music on YouTube or?
Oh no, I'm not against it. It's just a matter of just waiting on the right time to just kind of start putting everything out. But it's on YouTube and it's on a more mass scale. So everything right now is just SoundCloud or Bandcamp or just kind of things that are less advertised.
Okay.
So yeah.
So if I put this on YouTube, then people will know to go to these other sites, and that'll be informative. Good, yeah, because and I was wondering also about your songwriting. Do you? Because for me, I just hate it when lyrics come to my head and I don't have anything to write.
Mm-hmm.
What does that happen to you?
I just remember, I will try to think of a pattern. Instead of thinking of lyrics, I'll think of a pattern.
Okay.
And I'll think of a pattern in my head, hold that, and then I can remember a pattern, and it's a matter of just putting words to it. It's easier to remember, like a lot of jazz artists, how they scat instead of singing words, they just scat.
Uh-huh.
So I would just kind of scat out a pattern, and then it's easier to retain that. So then you go home, or when you finally can get to something where you can write to or type on, you just gotta remember the pattern and then fill it in with words.
So, okay, totally off the topic to something else. Do you think that the president would allow a hip hop performer to play at the inauguration?
I think he should. I don't know if he would, but he should.
I agree.
I mean, I think it's that's the whole generation who they depended on to really, especially in 2008, to get out there and start voting and whatnot.
Exactly.
It's the hip hop crowd, so you need to have music that caters to that crowd, in my opinion, to show your appreciation for them. So, if not, then it's kind of an insult, it's a slap in the face.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that because over the break I saw Natalie Cole play or sing at Davies, and band was so cool. And now she's totally not hip hop, right? But I you know, people went up afterward and talked to them while they were on the stage, the performers. And you know, I asked the drummer, "Hey, has Obama contacted you to like play for him or an occasion?" He said no, and I was like, I think there's something like he should look at. You know, I have a feeling that he himself would be into doing, you know, having more artists. Like, you know, but I think that there's just
PR and other people around who are more in control of the broadcasting, right?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Because, like, his wife, I heard, set up a whole bee thing in the backyard at the White House.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, trying to
Get natural honey and things like that, or
yes, and also we need them for
pollination.
all the changes that are happening in
I mean,
on the earth.
if we don't have bees, we die. So we depend on them. So
Yeah.
I actually gotta get out of here though.
Okay. Yeah, I see your.
I gotta check. I've been checking the clock. I actually gotta roll out of here.
All right.
So it was nice meeting you.
You too.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Happy show.
And when I can I tell your name or?
Oh yeah, so my name is Ian Davis. You can find me on SoundCloud.com/ID510. Yeah, that's where you can find me. Thank you, Bass God. All right.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye. So, Happy New Year! That was a pleasant surprise. That was more than pleasant, as I have an enchantment. Let's show the enchantments. Oh, anyway. Has Alice in Wonderland there on the cover. Oh, Jennifer, hello. That was so cool. I'm so lucky to be here at the Bay Area Video Coalition. I think so much is being done for the youth in the community here. A lot, so much, and has been for a long time. And so I'm happy I get to clue in on it a little bit. Yeah. Ian Davis. I didn't want to tell him that my grandma used to say, the thing went, fire, fire, says Mrs. McGuire. Where, says Mrs. Bear. God bless us and save us, says Mrs. Davis. So, anyway, while I write Ian Davis on here, just wanted to throw that in. It was, and thank you for calling in. Someone else called in, but I wasn't sure if it was the same person who was confused about whether they had the wrong number or not. So I wanted to give ID 510, Ian Davis, his time to tell us about his music and about his ideas about music, especially hip-hop, which Jennifer knows teeny weeny about. But perhaps I should go out and at least or try to listen to some and see what I like. I'm not really sure. but I do believe that the president should have the right to put on whatever kind of music he wants for his inauguration, and really, as Ian said, thank the youth for voting for him, and and I think our youth is definitely more intelligent, more aware than maybe we were 20 years ago. In the 80s, we had punk music, but it wasn't. I think people didn't really clue in on the music, and it was really, really fast, and a lot of if you were in a punk band, I mean, you had to be in such good shape on the drums to like play that music, and then when Kurt Cobain and others came in with I think this is Phil telling me to push the button, but I don't know which one to push. I'm so bad. I'm so bad about this. Phil, you're going to have to help me. I'm sorry. I don't want to lose this show. I want to put it on YouTube if I can for 2013 Planet Glee. Maybe I'll just go and call back because I think it was Phil. I'm not sure. And I don't want to. Well, I can always edit it. I can edit out this part, but I don't want to. I don't know if I push record to stop or that other little button. I need to take advantage of a lot of the technical courses here at BAVAC. I mean, I should know how to work this from when we were at the other station. Let's see. Jennifer, you are a space as usual. Come on. Okay, let's call that person back. Maybe it's not Phil. Dum-de-dum-dum. Planet Glee. Iandavis. I need to put take these two out. And so exciting to have. Oh. Yes, that was Phil. Come on, Phil, come back. Well, I'm just going to take a walk. Meanwhile, I'll just put Planet Glee back up. Planet Glee, you were very good. You stayed the whole show. Look at you. Planet Glee. Right there. On the chair. I'm aware that I don't know how to end the show. Ha ha ha. After all this time, I will be back.